Right, thank you so much for still being with us. Welcome back. This is Meet the CEO. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Get in touch with us at I'm Eugene Anangwe. The hashtag is Meet the CEO. Talk to us. Join the conversation. You can as well ask your questions. We'll definitely be able to get them answered, even if it's in another particular session. But of course, our guest in the program is Angel Uwamahoro. Thank you so much for still being here.
Thank you for still having me. Not throwing me away.
Most of the time, sometimes other people are like, can I go?
Can I go now? No, we could stay.
Yeah,
we could do part three if you want to.
If you want to. Now, Angel, tell me about, because at the end of the day, we want to know more about also the Angel who's off the stage. What kind of person is she?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's a certain way we carry ourselves once we have this limelight on us. But when the lights are off, when the cameras are off, when the mic is switched off, who is Angel? I mean, what kind of person is she? What does she do?
It depends on where I am. If it's in school, then I'm the bookworm. I'm the one who's trying to get my lines down. I'm the one who's trying to struggle through class, make sure I'm getting everything right. And then on the weekends, I'm like, yo, friends, what's up? Let's go hit a museum. Let's go to a club. Let's, do something fun. And then if I'm here in Rwanda, then I'm my mother's daughter again. I'm doing chores. I'm running errands with her. I'm visiting friends and family. I'm doing road trips. I'm going to museums. I love going to museums. I'm doing hiking. I'm doing walks. I'm eating all the time. So that's me.
This is you.
Yes.
I'm sure.
I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
As everything is going on at every point.
Yeah.
I'm
so
always
you love music.
Love
what
music.
Sort of music?
All kinds of music.
All kinds of music.
All kinds. I do not discriminate. I even listen to music I don't understand. Chinese music, Indian music, instrumentals, classical music, R&B, hip hop, local music. Yes, so all kinds of music. Yeah.
What irritates you? I mean, at the end of the day, you hang out with a lot of people from different cultural backgrounds, from all walks of life, and so that I also get prepared, not to catch you on the wrong foot, or at the end of the day, what are those things that make you feel like this one? No.
Yeah, it takes a while for me to get angry. But when I get angry, so be prepared.
Yeah.
But no, the things that get me angry a lot of times is just unfairness. I don't like to see other people being treated unfairly, and I don't like being treated unfairly. So as long as we can keep the mutual respect, or if I see somebody treating me unfairly, if I can't address it myself, I'll just distance myself from it. Just injustice, unfairness, those things really rub me the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what's your weakness?
My weakness.
I've ever been asked this question and I almost never answered it.
Yeah.
So you tell me, what's your weakness?
Not good with math.
Yeah.
No. That's a weakness, and that's needed in life. So I'm not good in math, but I can get through stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you can count your money after you've been paid.
Yeah.
And that's the most important part.
I could do that. Yeah.
No,
but I'm not good at saving.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. That's not good.
Spend.
Well, I feel like maybe they say you can start saving even with the little that you have, but I don't know. I'm under the impression that I don't make enough to save yet.
Yeah. And do you ever think of it and say, how do I work on these weaknesses? Or you just feel like, you know what, this is just me, and I'm proud of how I am?
I've tried many things. I'm trying to get rid of that, and I've had my friends make me, who are really good at budgeting, make me Excel sheets, and I've tried to have my cousin at one point be in charge of my accounts, and so far nothing's really worked yet. But if anybody knows, hey.
Someone might just get a job here.
Uwamahoro at Twitter, just help me save cash.
Right. So I mean, let's get back memory lane.
Yes.
And talk about the angel, the child, angel, the young angel. When you were young, I mean, tell me about family in terms of, growing up. whether there was any difficulties, whether life was just a bed of roses at that time. I mean, what can you tell me about your growing up?
Far from a bed of roses, especially during my teen years. I mean, during like from when I was 0 to 12, I could say I was at my happiest, you know, because I mean, I could say that was my childhood. I was always around my mother and my grandmother, and like life was like really good. And even when I was stubborn, yes, I'd get punished, but like, you know, I would just, I don't know, like it would make sense. But when I started hitting my teen years, I like, me and my parents just like were seeing not eye to eye.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I couldn't even communicate with them, so I started doing things on my own, which I probably shouldn't have been doing at that time. And of course, sometimes I don't I don't know if I'm like willing to admit this now, but sometimes like obviously they had my best interest, but I just felt like they were too tough with me, you know. And like it also got to a point where I changed schools, because I was a complete anglophone until about when I was 14, when they decided to put me into a francophone school. So that was really hard, because the only words I knew in French was bonjour. And so like throwing me, like when I started learning geography in French, math in French, physics in French, that was just like, huh? Like, why? Like, you guys hate me?
Was there any reason behind that?
Apparently, so I could be bilingual, but like that was
Really
one of the
for you.
toughest times of my life,
Yeah.
because I was just like, I was struggling. People, as kids at school, were calling me dictionary, because I was like walking around with an English dictionary, with a French dictionary, and with an English and French dictionary, like the translation.
So I'm trying to imagine how someone comes to talk to you in French and huh? What do you say?
And I'm
you
like,
go
wait a
on the
second.
dictionary.
Yeah, I mean, it got to a point where like I had to really learn how to cram, and this, of course, it helped me with my memorization skills now for school and for acting, because I really have to get things done in a faster manner. So like, if we had a test and you know, they're asking you like, what does this word mean? If I'm reading through the notes that I've written from what the teacher has written, I would just like have to memorize that whole page, because that word keeps coming up and I'm not exactly sure what is being asked, but I know that I saw these words in my textbook, so I would memorize pages and pages of things and just like write down. It probably wasn't even the necessary information, but I'm like, just so I don't miss my point or like miss a point, I'm just gonna write down all of this stuff, and the teacher's gonna have to figure it out. Yeah.
So you just cram.
That's how I got through high school.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And so when you're growing up as well, you say you had moments where you couldn't see your parents eye to eye. Tell me about the discipline sessions during this period. I mean, were you ever given the kiboko, the caning?
Yeah, in a bad way, but yeah. So that was like one of the things that I wasn't so into. Obviously, I don't know who's into that, but yeah. So there was kiboko sessions. There was the what do you call it? The scolding sessions.
And grounded.
Oh, the grounding. I think I was grounded for my whole teenagehood.
Yeah. And did that change you? Did that make you feel like, you know, this is who I am today because of this?
Yeah, so I think this is kind of how it helps, but like, I think I took the negatives and found out ways of how that could, channeled it in a way that it could work for me. You see what I'm saying? So if I was grounded and I was frustrated, then I'd go and write about it, okay? And then this is and then I'd write like a really cool poem about it, or like a really cool song about it, and that's helped, you know? That's helped me channel my anger into like a positive way, instead of going and doing it in other ways. This is how I would express it. And like for the French, yes, I was like so mad that they made me do that, and like it was so hard. And like I was actually, after high school, I was like, I'm not ever going back to school ever, because I hated school after that, because I felt like it was torture every time. But now I can have full-blown conversations in French. I can perform in French, which is pretty cool. Really cool. So I guess it's just finding those really hard times and figuring out ways that they can
Making
work
the
for
best
you.
out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what you're trying to say here is what we do as young people is not understand the best interest that our parents have when they do certain things that they do for
Yeah,
us.
and also like it's very hard because it's, you know, you have an emotional connection with your parents, and so it's really, it's like a touchy place and touchy subject. So like whenever they do something, like it really hurts. Like if somebody on the street did like somebody said like you shouldn't do this, and you'd be like, yeah, whatever. But like when your parents say that, it carries weight, you know. And so like learning how to deal with those really deep emotions, and like again, I feel like me have had some really like times where I've broke down, like
Yeah.
times where I've been so angry, knowing what that feels
Yeah,
like
yeah.
helps in my field.
Yeah.
Because if they say, okay, your character is angry all the time, then I know from my own experiences,
I've been here
been
before.
here, and so
Yeah.
like how can I use this? How can I channel this feeling to fit into this character and like to build on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what would you say then when it comes to the issue of when someone says when you're doing poetry or when you're on stage as an actress, you're just acting. I mean, this is not real. At the end of the day, when you're saying that you relate this with your past and you get into
Yeah.
character, how important is this for people to understand, those who watch you?
Well, it's super important because characters are actually real people. They're actually, it might not be somebody you know, might not be somebody I even know, but these people exist, these feelings exist, and so that's why it's very important as an actor or as an actress to like be able to not necessarily worry about what people are going to think, but to do your job. Our job is to tell the story. So you have to know how to tell the story precisely, correctly. You have to step into the shoes of the character. This is my job, to step into the shoes of the character and to tell their story. And I can't downplay that, because who knows? A person in the audience might be going through that exact same thing that you're saying.
Yeah.
And you're out here on stage like downplaying this.
Yeah.
How are they going to feel? Betrayed. It's just not right. I mean, imagine, I'm sure you've gone through something. Imagine somebody's on stage saying exactly what you've been through, but is like making a joke out of it. How are you going to feel about that, you know?
So there's a connection. People have to connect with this. How do you handle the fame?
The fame, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful,
Yeah.
because it's here today. I'm not sure about tomorrow.
Yeah.
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 I've seen many stars, even stars that are not necessarily here in Rwanda, but even here in Rwanda, but like they're hot today and tomorrow you're not. And that's also another part of something that you have to learn as, you know, somebody in this field, even when you're taking a break, you know, that you're not relevant, you know, because you're off the scene. No one's hearing from you, no one's seeing you. So like, what do you do in the break time? Like, how do you handle your break time? And like, what can you get for it? So you have to use the times that you're not hot topic to come back and think about your next step, think about your next move, think about what you're gonna, you know, what is it that you're gonna express next? How are you going to keep going? What is your next level? How do you get better?
Yeah.
And like, so yeah, so I mean, I'm just thankful. And then again, it's not something I can say that I necessarily deserve. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I deserve anything. I know so many more people who are way more talented than I am, who are way more eloquent, who are way more deserving, who have worked harder, but like who don't have the opportunities that I have been given. So I'm just thankful,
Yeah.
and that's how I handle it. And I've vowed to myself to like continue to remain grateful, because it's here today, and we're not
And it
sure.
might not be there tomorrow.
Exactly.
How do you ever find yourself feeling like this is a burden sometimes? I cannot be able to be seen like this. I can't be able to, walk or take this kind of means of transport. I can't be able to be seen doing certain things. Do you ever find that kind of pressure?
I so it's there for, and I understand maybe for some people, but like I've decided to let go of that shackle because I'm an artist, and today I have money, tomorrow I don't. So today it's a taxi voiture, tomorrow it's a bus, or tomorrow I'm walking. I'm a student still, so I just feel like being an artist is so freeing. There's nowhere that you would see me and like be like, oh, this is questionable, why is she like here? Maybe I'm looking for inspiration, you don't know. Right, so like
So it could be the one, the lucky celeb.
yeah.
You have areas where you can, you know, cover up and say, you know, at the end of the day, because some get it very difficult.
I think
The society just puts a lot of pressure in there.
yes, but I think that you have to maybe create that freedom for yourself and create that landmark for yourself. I mean, like you should decide your limits. I don't think that. I think people should learn to know you. I don't think they should impose who you are.
Right, that's powerful. I'll take that as a lesson. Thank you
Yes.
so much for that.
You're welcome.
Before we go,
Yes.
when you meet your peers, when you come back for the holidays like you have
Yes.
right now, what do they tell you in terms of thinking of how to grow the industry?
Yeah.
And probably from your own perspective, looking at the journey, at least you said you're moving in the right direction. But of course, I'm sure there's certain things that you already see and say, you know, if we sort this out or if we have this sorted out, then probably the industry will be in another level. Yeah.
I think what we're suffering most is the value of art. People are slowly getting there, but it's not given its value. Like I've somehow contemplated, like if I had a show, me as Angel Uwamahoro, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna do like a full-blown spoken word and like an art show, like, and I charge people. Are they gonna come? Are they gonna come on time? Are they gonna stay? Are they gonna turn their phones off? Are they gonna concentrate? Are they gonna not are they gonna follow theater rules where you don't have drinks served inside the venue and you're just there to watch the piece of art? So these are questions that I'm asking myself, because in our culture so far for entertainment, a lot of what we have is eating and drinking and dancing, and so there's like, if I tell a friend, yo, let's go to an art gallery, they're gonna be like, no, because that's not cool. And for me, that's what I find really cool. Like I like that, and it's gonna come slowly. Like I have to pull my best friend to an art gallery, and in the end she'll like it, but I had to like struggle to bring her there. It's like, why do we go there instead of going to a club? I'm like, well, we always go to clubs, so it's like, yeah.
So do you think probably there's a lot that still needs to be done by you and your peers to create or to sort of bring this demand?
Yes,
for the arts?
I think that. So I find it very important not to point fingers and to be like, oh, it's the government's responsibility to make sure that we have arts and to make sure that we have na-na-na and na-na-na, and you all the time. And it's like, well, you're a person.
Yeah.
You got two legs. You got a brain. You got hands. So what you doing with that, So it's like, we have minds. We have legs. We have a country where there's peace and there's opportunities. Africa as well is like, growing, and there's like a lot of things that we can do. And so I really feel like, yes, it's nice to have support, which is very important. And I feel like that's what the government is doing and other institutions are doing. But what is your role? And how are you going to can you stop complaining and can you actually do something? So it's tough, and it's like but like I don't know anything good that hasn't come without a fight.
Right. So there has to be a fight from within.
Unfortunately, it's
in terms of your role as well, as the individual who's feeling let down.
And like I said, like that struggle, that fight will help you know what it's worth. Will help you know why you're doing it, and like push for it. So I just think that it gets you ready for where you're about to be. There has to be that tension, that you have to be able to like answer the questions. If you just end up magically there, you won't know. If all of a sudden there's a huge theater school and you're just pouring students in there, but like you don't know how to teach, you don't know how to maintain a stage, how to maintain a theater, how to bring income to that theater, how to like you have to have a stage manager, you have to have a costume designer, you have to have a set manager, you have to like all of these little gritty like things. How you can't just expect it to be there. It's gonna take one person to go and study acting, another person to go and study set design, and then all of us are going to have to come back and like make this thing happen. It would be so unfortunate if all of that was given to us and then we would mistreat it because we didn't know the struggle that was given.
Yeah. So as we go, I mean, from your family, are you the only child?
I'm not the only child. I have 3 lovely siblings. Shimwe, who is 14 years old, she's a girl, and Ziza, who is 9 years old, girl too, and baby Neil, who's not really a baby anymore, but 6.
6. And so,
I'm the big sis.
You're the big sister.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts? Because I'm sure there's certain people out there who are watching and they're like, I would love to be with this lady.
Yes.
What's your ideal person if you ever have such kind of thoughts?
Ideal person for me?
Yes.
To be able to sustain myself.
To be your husband.
Oh, my husband. To be my husband.
Yes.
Oh, he has to be Rwandan. That's about it.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
If it's not Rwandese, stay away.
No, well, I would love him to be Rwandese, and I would love him to be a hard worker. I would love him to have a good heart, like a genuinely good person. And to fear God.
Yeah, God-fearing.
God-fearing.
Right. So I'm sure they have taken the notes.
Take notes. No, but there's already, someone in...
Already?
Well, I have a crush on someone, so...
Yeah, but, I mean, it's one thing to have a crush on that person, and it's another if you two are
It starts from a crush, doesn't it?
Right. It does start from a
Yeah.
I was going to say it starts from a scratch. Listen, Angel,
From a scratch.
I want you to perform for us.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's also important to have a taste of that art.
Okay.
And so I'm going to give you the final minutes of this show.
Okay.
To give us a few, lines. What are you going to perform?
I think it will be appropriate to do a piece that I wrote with Ines Giramata, who is my colleague. We've performed a lot of poetry together at Rwanda Days and at the UN as well. She's an amazing poet, and this piece we wrote this year, actually in June. We performed it at the UN, and it's called Healing with the Arts.
Healing with the Arts.
Yes.
All right, take it away.
Thank you. Healing with the Arts. How do you medicate a sick nation? How do you educate a new generation? How do you turn gray skies blue? How do you delicately unveil painful truths? How do you cultivate bloody land and grow firm trees that will live to stand? How do you even begin to understand loss, pain, abandonment, trauma, betrayal? How do you even? Where words fail, the arts have proven to prevail. Where torn hearts were bleeding, in music we found refuge and healing. Where sore eyes were tearing, in paintings we found clearing. Where traumatized minds were fearing, in dance we began believing. Where bad days seemed never ending, in plays we found our happy endings. Where our stories faced possibility of disappearing, in poetry we found a home and shielding. In making crafts in the land of 1,000 hills, we learned to smile and laugh, to share and care. In coming together to create, we painted a hopeful fate and changed the state of our lives, reminding ourselves what it's like to be alive, to survive, to strive, to thrive. I am alive. Surprised? I know you never expected it, but here we are, dear, making careers as artists. We're go-getters, trendsetters, breaking world records. Motivating and inspiring as we tell our stories, without lies and forgeries. Through the arts, we document and share our parts, making our voices heard with truth in every word we speak. Our past didn't define us as weak. We're uplifting as mindsets are shifting, changing the way the world views loving. And this is what we are gifting to you today. Thank you for having me.
Right, thank you for being on the show as well. Right, and this is where we bring down the curtains to the program today. Thank you very much for being a part of it, for watching, and always being there to send your contributions in terms of your messages and watching online when we put it up there. So we'll see you again next time, same place. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye for now.